I'm using this under the Fair Use Act. This is extremely important because just like everything I've said would occur from this is beginning to already occur very quickly in this process. Listen carefully.
By clogging international bridges.
I just kind of want everybody out there to just hear what we're saying.
It's the latest choke point in the nation's supply chain crisis. NBC's Cal Perry is in Michigan.
Because of the protests, commercial traffic is being rerouted here to Port Huron. Even though it's only 65 miles from Detroit, the reality is once drivers reach this point, they're faced with, at times, up to a 5-hour wait just across the border.
What they're doing here at the bridges isn't right. They're hurting their own people, which is the truck drivers.
You heard that straight from another truck driver's mouth. They're hurting their own people. Continue to listen.
Part shortage already forcing GM to cancel shifts today at a Michigan assembly plant.
They're canceling shifts, people who are working. They're only hurting their own people instead of what was happening before where they were targeting the people that needed in cities and states that needed to be targeted. Now they're hurting their own people. And just as I previously stated, they're going to continue to do this, and it will only demonize people who shouldn't be demonized and create shortages so that these people that are already struggling, understand that. They're not hurting the politicians. They're not hurting the elite. They're not hurting these people, the principalities in high places. They're hurting the basic citizens doing this. They're not hurting, they're not targeting the right people. They're doing the enemy's work for them. That's why there's another group that you're not seeing anywhere. You're not seeing this other group of truckers that are protesting these truck convoys. They're not showing that. And these are the truckers that are trying to tell them, trying to wake up these clowns and tell them you're not doing anything but the enemy's work for them, so that this will create a shortage only for the people that it's supposed to be helping. That's the just absolute astonishing thing about this is people, the same ones that are cheering these ones on and celebrating this movement. I wonder if these are going to be the same ones. Will they be celebrating them when they have to go get food and have to take the snake bite in order to get food when this shortage begins to realize itself? Understand there is a lag time. Most of these cities, they have enough of supplies to last a short period of time, but this shortage catches up with itself. And when these shortages begin to realize themselves, they start to materialize, a lot of bad stuff happens. A lot of bad stuff happens, and all this will do is allow the enemy to, if they continue to do this and don't stop, this will create a lot of bad things. You can see violence erupt from this. You'll see looting, rioting, a lot of just absolutely unscrupulous things that people will do when there is a shortage. And that will allow the enemy to bring in military convoys, implement martial law, and all the things that these people believe this is going to stop. This will only make matters worse. Much, much, much worse. Way worse than what they are. And again, I want to point out, you're not seeing anything covered, any coverage of the truckers, this other organization that is actually protesting these trucker convoys. There's another entire facet that is protesting of truck drivers that is protesting these convoys, saying that you're going about this completely wrong. These truck drivers had already begun doing it, just like nurses and other ones that actually have some common sense. And again, I point out, common sense isn't common anymore. These ones think they're doing something righteous and only are fulfilling and helping the enemy to fulfill their plans. To bring in martial law, to bring in military convoys, to bring in more draconian measures. They're helping the enemy. Let people know. Go to these YouTube channels. Let them know you're doing the enemy's work for them, making the enemy's plans come to fruition. You're not helping nobody. And there was one trucker by himself saying, "You're hurting your own people. You're hurting the ones that are already struggling." And when this shortage, there's a lag time that happens, that occurs. And when that lag time catches up and begins to materialize itself, if they don't stop this quickly, it's going to get a lot worse, people. Need to warn them. Let them know. They're only fulfilling the enemy's plan for them. They're helping the enemy bring in those draconian measures. God bless.